Alright, welcome one and all to Survivor Thailand.
Yes, it's been a
Yes,
while.
it's been far too long. We watched a whopping 2 episodes, took like 8 weeks break, and now we're back for episode 3.
Well, yeah, and the reason for that is because what we were using before to sort of share the episodes, the service is completely down. Not completely down, but it will be dead soon.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's basically dead in the water now, so it doesn't work very well, or at all. Um, so you've had to improvise and find something else. So hopefully this works a little bit better than what we were using before. We'll see.
Hopefully long term. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
We're going to see how it goes. If you've been following us on our long journey so far, you'll know that you'll be able to see the reaction in the link in the description, so we don't have any copyright problems. It'll always be between 10 and 15 minutes of the episode footage, just kind of highlights of our reactions. It's a fun time. We've had a lot of great characters we've come to. I know you have so many fan favorites already.
Yeah, I don't even
Like-
remember. It's been so long, I honestly can't
You
remember.
remember a single person, yeah.
I can't. It's
Yeah.
bad.
There's Tanya got voted out last time.
Oh yeah, Tanya.
I can't
It
stand
was like,
ya.
why is her name not? Yeah. And also, Jed's gonna get his family fed. That's gonna be my
Jed.
line for the whole season until he's gone. I might even still use it after that. I remember
Why?
Jed. Why?
Why would you? Also, Pastor John. Pastor John got voted out first. So that's
Pastor
cool.
John was kind of a not a nice person.
He was way too imposing of his religion by
he was
being
kinda
a
weird.
pastor.
Wow. You know my dad's a pastor?
Well, I meant it personally. And so is your old man.
Yeah. Yeah, Pastor John is my dad, just so you're aware.
Oh, that could be a twist. Yeah.
That would be a twist of the century, but no, that's not the case. No, you'd think I would watch Survivor if my dad was
You
actually on the
never
show.
even watched. Never thought to watch.
Yeah.
Well, Pastor John probably is not proud of his Survivor run. He's probably like, yeah, just don't watch. It was one episode. We're gonna hear him in the reunion with Rosie O'Donnell, and we'll talk about it.
Oh, please. I really hope she doesn't come back, but I've got a bad feeling about it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I have seen the season. Just so you guys, anybody who's watching knows, I've seen it. I've seen most seasons of Survivor. Alec here is watching it all for the first time. You can go back and watch our reviews for the first 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. So we're
Yeah.
gonna get into it, and we'll just have a great time. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
So, well, there's a lot to unpack there.
Oh wow, that was an episode.
We spent a lot of that first half of the episode just not saying anything. It's just like nothing to say.
It was uncomfortable, to say the least.
Mhm.
I was kind of proud when it was first said done, because I was like, that's like a nice closed and cut case of like, we figured it out, we talked it out like adults, there was some miscommunication, I did a bad thing, I'm sorry. And it was like, this is my perspective, this is why it hurts. And he was like, oh, that's horrible. And then there was like reconciliation. And then she just started talking about it. And I was like, no, don't do that, because you're just going to make things worse. Not just for him, for you too. And what exactly happened? That's the exact thing that happened. Then he complicates things by denying, quote unquote, denying anything happened. I think...
He literally said to Brian nothing happened.
Yeah, I think it was...
So-
Well, he said a mistake was made. We rectified it. I think...
Well, he's probably saying it was her mistake in thinking it happened.
I don't know. I think his mentality in saying that, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that his mentality in saying that was that it was a closed and shut case. They weren't going to discuss it anymore. It was between him and her. There was nothing to talk about, so nothing happened. But unfortunately, that's the worst possible thing you could say, because that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Because something did happen, and you have to tell the truth about that, particularly when rumors are going around. You have to put it to bed. You have to be totally honest about what happened. Thankfully, that happened at the end, but by that point, no one likes each other now, and everyone's thinking horrible things about everyone. And then it never came to a resolution because she's like, well, I never believed you anyway. And it was like, well, why didn't you just say that?
Yeah, I always like to see it from both sides, so I don't understand the full intent of what he was doing. I don't know how you accidentally start grinding on someone. It's like, oh, I thought it was my wife. I just always grind on my wife when she's in front of me. But and then,
Like I can kind of understand that.
but the
I can
full,
understand where he's coming from. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt there, particularly when he's insistent that it's not going to happen again, and he seemed genuinely apologetic. I don't know where the man's head at. Maybe he was actually trying something. Maybe he's a despicable human being.
well, yeah, it's hard to say because he could be trying something, thinking it'll be reciprocated, and then after the fact, obviously, if she receives it that way, he's gonna act apologetic regardless. So it's very hard to.
Yeah, I mean, like,
to
and he could have been, in his mind, he may have been getting mixed signals, even though that's absolutely not what she was trying to do.
mm-hmm.
I'm not just gonna completely condemn him for that. I'm not gonna blame the dude, but at the same time, I mean, what he did was clearly not right.
And then he said some of the worst things you could say. Like, really, you're gonna say, "I'm not even attracted to you."
Yeah, why would you say that?
And before that, he was like, "I don't need you to be into me or something. I don't need to get you. I'm not even attracted to you."
That was when it went. To me, it was like I don't need to get that. It says I'm happily married. That was fine. When he said I'm not even attracted to you, it was like, why did you say that? Why did you say that? That's like, that doesn't have anything to do with the situation. That's just making it so much worse.
Yeah, I'm 150 to 200% happy with my wife.
Yeah, and then he just kept,
roughly in that range.
Roughly, just maybe somewhere in the middle. 175. It's probably more where I'm at.
Very weird.
Yeah, it was very not okay. That overreaction makes it seem like there might have been something more in his mind, but he could also just be really defensive because he's really upset because he wasn't trying anything necessarily. But
yeah, it's the problem with these things.
This is the problem with these things. Yeah, this is exactly the problem with these things when they spin out of control like this, when there's not communication between people, and then when there is communication, the truth isn't actually said between them. She never actually said to him, "I don't believe you. I don't trust what you're saying."
And I'm sure they didn't have a cameraman looking down at them, watching them the whole time, for the verifiable proof.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, it's not like they're going to show that to us. Anyways,
yeah, but like, if they knew something else was going on, then they might have been able to take further action, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the kind of thing, is like, they're not gonna always film every angle when they're sleeping. Nothing's supposed to be going on.
They did that.
They just had,
that was just that.
But that's probably like, all right, we'll do one shot and then I'll just like sit the camera down. Not gonna really need it for a while.
Never gonna go to bed or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. It was a mess, and that was like really uncomfortable. Ended up being really uncomfortable to watch.
That's part of the social experiment of Survivor.
Yeah, because we're tackling topics of assault now. Didn't really expect that to happen, but I guess it was bound to turn up sooner or later. Unfortunately, just given the human nature, that kind of can tend to happen. It's sad, and it shouldn't happen, and we would be a lot better off if it didn't, but unfortunately that's reality.
Right.
And it's awful.
And unfortunately that's going to definitely have an impact on this game in one person's favor or the other, where otherwise if that did not happen, there would be much different circumstances.
Yeah. Lines will have to be drawn basically now, in terms of voting and everything.
That's going to have a huge impact on a game for $1 million. So
yeah,
that's like, dang, if you can definitely see both being frustrated in that regard, because it's going to have lasting effects likely.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
so what else was there? We did have Rob strangling Clay on the. That's another moment.
Highlight of the episode. It was a glorious moment, and so
Ah.
much so that Jeff Probst was like, "No, you weren't in the thing when you were grabbed him by the neck." He like stumbled over the fact that
He
he
was like
had to say,
he was like smiling. He was probably laughing while he was strangling him off screen. He was like, "Wow, wow, Jeff."
yeah, and then Jeff was also really sassy through the whole challenge.
Yeah, a lot
Just like,
of a lot of not being in the attack zone. This attack zone had much more of an impact than I expected.
yeah, it was cool. That challenge was a lot of fun. I liked that a
Yeah, it
lot.
did kind of come down to just rules like that you broke this rule, so this goes over to them. Then you broke another rule.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be they'd like switch point. I guess I missed the rules, but I didn't realize they were gonna switch points. Like it's like, oh, penalty, so we're taking a point from them to
Well,
you.
I guess what else could you penalize in that? There's no other way to do it because
Yeah.
everybody's just moving nonstop.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know, but as a fun game, I liked it.
And no one cares if they get scolded. Like Stephanie just yanked him down when she was already dead. She was already a dead pirate. She's like, "Hey, Stephanie, what are you doing?
Yeah, he was like,
Come
"What are you
on.
doing?" Yeah,
Come on, you were dead.
come on, man.
This is a pirate simulator, guys. You're dead. Dead people can't pull guys down."
Pirates can't swim.
What if they had to be in full
Actually, a lot
character?
of-
They had to be in
also
full
sailors.
character.
A lot of sailors couldn't swim actually back in the day, but
Yeah, that's
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
So like, what if he was like, all right, Ted, you're gonna be Roger. This is gonna be your pirate name for this challenge. You guys can only,
Roger, the pirates.
you can only refer to each other as your pirate names and speak in pirate voices.
I left everything I gathered together in one place. Now you just have to find it.
Yeah. In one piece, yes.
Yeah, the One Piece.
What else? Anything else of note? Well, we did ultimately have Jed.
He got fed. He got served.
He got fed hard.
He did. So I guess I can't make any Jed make his family fed references anymore, much to my chagrin and probably to your joy.
He's not getting that $1 million to bring home the dough.
No, no Jed.
I'll take. If it had to be Jed or Sheehan, I'll take that trade off any day.
Yeah,
Give
I
me
mean,
Sheehan.
I'm a big Sheehan fan, so I love her.
The She Stan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Uh,
So no more Jed, of course. He
So,
apparently was just
this-
he was lazy around camp too. So
Yeah.
that's what he was. They teased that in like last episode when
Yeah.
we were talking about the whole thing, where he didn't want. They gotta know I'm gonna be sleeping under their shelter anyway.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, man, you can't be like that on the island. And then, sure enough,
It's like this early, but especially early votes in Survivor. We've already seen it's like the way you operate around the camp is so much more essential than it is later in the game.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah, you can kind of coast a little bit later on.
they'll look for any
More?
excuse to get you out early on. It's like,
Yeah.
if you're being annoying, okay, we'll vote you out. If you're being weird, in Peter's case, last season.
Being weird.
if, you,
He was so bizarre. It was what a moment.
if you're being lazy around camp, if you're bad in challenges. If
Peter didn't
you're-
even get a moment to shine in the Rosie O'Donnell reunion. I don't think he said one word.
No, but he did win a car. He won a car for
Oh,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah, what was it they had to do? They had to
Eating gummy worms.
eat gummy worms. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was epic. Everybody gets a car.
What a moment. Thanks, Rosie.
Iconic moment. Top 10 iconic Survivor moments.
Yeah, everyone gets a car for eating gummy worms.
Yeah,
Right crawlers.
so the puzzle challenge was not as probably engaging as they intended for it to be as a challenge.
No.
It was like,
No, because like there was one team that was actually trying, and then they left it up to Jed and Rob to just figure it out.
yeah, it's another one of those ones that doesn't really translate super well to TV when you're like not always watching their perspective. You're cutting between different things and angles.
There weren't enough aerial shots in that one. I feel like aerial shots would have helped more because like it's like
Yeah.
a puzzle that that like kind of requires that to really kind of figure out what's going on.
It's like you get the idea of the puzzle. You see that around. It's like a common kind of puzzle thing, but you don't really get to participate or be like, no, you should have moved it that way. It's just kind of you take their word for it when they're saying, oh, you're messed up. So that's some of the things I've noticed in a lot of these early challenges. It's like it doesn't translate super well. Waiting for the one where they're running in the jungle and.
Our favorite type of challenge, mine and yours combined. We love those.
Yes.
Every time that happens, we're all like, "Wow, this is just like, I can totally understand what's happening." Right
Let's bring back the challenge that Richard Hatch lost for bringing back the other tribe's item from the thing. Let's bring it back.
That was like the most disappointing moment. I think probably that might be the most disappointing, like or underwhelming moment. I guess
Survivor
you could say.
history.
Maybe not in history, but from what we watched so far, it was pretty underwhelming. It was like, oh, the other team won because you brought theirs back. Like what?
See, the way that felt is how Rob felt after that challenge. He was like, those rules, man. Those rules did us in.
They did us dirty. I just wanted to strangle that guy unrestrained.
He would have been fine if he was in the attack zone. You can strangle him all you want.
Would have been able to his throat out.
Yeah, because there's no. I wonder how like explicit the guidelines are, like off the TV show. If they say like in depth, you cannot do this. You cannot do
no
that.
Biting, scratching.
Otherwise, it's like, okay, I'll break your arm. Let me bend your arm backwards because I'm in the attack zone.
I'll dislocate your shoulder, or like I'll just like your neck. How's that sound?
And everybody's like, oh God, what are you gonna say something, Jeff? He's like, he's in the attack zone. It's fine.
He just killed a man. That's okay. He's in the attack zone.
He like punches him right in the throat. Oh God. As long as you're in the attack zone. Anything else of note in this episode? It was a lot of Ted Ghandia.
Yeah, a lot of that, and that's going to keep going on. So,
can you believe it?
More of that.
And this is Jed's. This is his swan song. This episode.
The ballad.
He gets to look back on this episode as the one he was voted off on, where the Ted and Ghandia scandal. Took place.
Yeah.
Took front and center.
Also, let's just reflect on the fact that this episode is called Family Values. that just. Everything about the fact that the episode is called that makes me sad.
Family values. Yeah.
No, that makes me really sad.
And shout out to the Red Berets who came in during that time.
And had to deal with that and hopefully didn't realize what was going on.
What if they pulled the Red Berets into it? And it's like, you saw it.
Hey, you saw what happened, right? We weren't even here, man.
Alright, well,
I
guess that's it.
Yep,
Fun times here in Survivor Thailand, shaping up to be the best season yet.
Well,
so good.
Out, I guess.
So many rude people so far, huh?
I like how when we were watching it, I was like, wow, that's gonna be a memorable moment. That two people coming together and reconciling, and then I was like. In my mind, I was like, what it kept going on, and I was like, no!
It was a memorable moment.
For another reason.
It was.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, the Survivor fans did not like to see this. They did not like to see this happen.
No. No one. No. I don't think anyone likes seeing this happen. So.
No, I hope not. Well,
it's tough.
We'll see you next week, or hopefully. Well, we still have Ted and Ghandia looming. Of course, we'll come back. We'll have to re-indulge in this when that comes to a close. But who knows when that will be?
Go fishing.
No. Clay literally did not care.
Clay just didn't care.
He did not care. He's like, look at that woman complaining out there. Oh man, can't help but love Clay.
It's the sensitive Clay.
So good. All right. Well, next week hopefully it's better. Hopefully it's funner.
Maybe a little bit more light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. She-Devil is our light in the darkest times.
He is.
And of course Penny It's been a huge force in the show so far. All right. Thank
All right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.